Welcome to South Harmon.
What's up, everybody? Wednesday night AMA. We're live in the building. I'm back. I'm here. I exist. I didn't die.
Do you feel that? The tension in the air? I can feel it down in my plums. We got Mike back, damn it. He's here. We're back. Let's go. How you been, buddy? How are you? You ready?
I figured, too, with the NFL draft right around the corner, it's, one more time for me to flaunt my biggest hit. My biggest hit. J-Day. Let's go. We're going to keep that positive energy going right up through next week, man.
Speaking of, listen, we have some people that we have a relationship with, let's say. We do that little jingle, our good friends over at Keep Trade Cut. Well, how about the people our actual good friends, right? Because we got some giveaway sponsors to talk about. But listen, we have a certified shit, SH dot. I'm like, you know what? The guy got me. I had some great fucking calls in 24, but you know what I did do is drafted Caleb Williams on a handful of times and got beat to the punch mostly by Mr. J-Day himself. So I got the jersey. If you can't beat him, join him. I do think you're muted. And is that my fault?
I am. No,
okay.
That's all me, man.
Right.
We're rusty. We're knocking the rust off. You take a week off.
Get the rust off before the draft, But yeah, Jaden Daniels, Mike 101 call to the moon, right?
Well, I got to knock it off a little bit with Maddie on 4D, which came out today, in case you guys need some podcast listening. But it's much easier on audio because I can just go back and edit out my dumb mistakes. It's much easier. This is live, right? Can't afford mistakes here.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. We're going to do it live.
Let's go, man. No, I want to keep that positive energy. The Jaden call from last year. Let's keep it going. See if maybe some of mine shaking out already will happen.
Let's. Right? And you know what?
We're on a heater.
To your point.
Push it all back into the middle.
I love this. To your point, you know what we should maybe consider is, one, go check out 4D. But Mike, do you want to maybe give a couple, quick shout-outs, like some things you're trying to maybe do to get some calls you have, if you will, for the people?
Oh, yeah. We got a few things, Adam. First, I got to, if nobody's checked out 4D, for those of you who already have, you heard it first this morning. 12 a.m. when it dropped. But I'll say this. We got some big news about the draft next week, our live stream. So Thursday night, Friday night, all day Saturday, till the draft is over. South Harmon will be live streaming. Happens every year, right? It's tradition like none other. Sorry, Masters. Go fuck yourself.
A tradition, unlike any other. The South Harmon YouTube NFL draft stream.
We're doing it big this year with giveaways. Big shout out to our sponsors, Ultimate Autographs. If you want to support us, you want to support them, which I highly recommend you do. All this dope shit that you see behind me, other than that tight end you and the neon sign. Ultimate Autographs, baby. Ultimate Autographs. Signed shit. Signed sh.it. Ultimate Autographs is such a dope fucking partner for us. Such a dope fucking partner for us that they donated a signed helmet mystery box, full size, not a mini, a full size. Like, you put this motherfucker on, I wouldn't recommend it, and go out in the backyard. But they donated one for us to give away. And if it's coming from Ultimate Autographs, it's fucking awesome, man. I got that Osho Cinco behind me. I got the Brees Hall. I got the Puka Nakua, the Bus, Jerome Bettis. Ultimate Autographs is a place to be if you're a sports enthusiast, which I would assume most of you are. And listen, I'm a big football fan, but I can't lie to you. My pride and joy is right up there, Adam. Let get my fat finger this way. Yeah,
there.
Got it. There we go. The
right
there. Mike Tyson punch out, signed by Mr. Mike Tyson himself. Post.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope one. It's a pretty dope one. I was
trying
to create, a little bit of, I don't know what I want to call it other than the Ohio State University. I was trying to hope and wish that would have been your call, Jackson Smith and Jigba. The Mike Dyson thing is fucking sick, by the way.
Also, too, speaking of Ultimate Autographs, we had a benefit at work last weekend for a coworker of ours who got diagnosed with cancer. So we're trying to raise some money for him to help him out. Been off work for a while. So the Drew Bledsoe helmet that I had, sorry to say, Adam, I donated on behalf of South Harmon and Ultimate Autographs to the benefit for the auction.
Well,
so
please, by all means, I'm with you as far as, damn it, I hate to see it go, but are you kidding me? Don't you dare apologize to me, and I'm with you. While I would love to keep it, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Drew,
sorry, Drew. Out of all,
there's another Tom Brady. It's South Harmon.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Drew.
We're nowhere near the ghost of Tom Brady, but it's time for you to go, buddy.
I couldn't give up Ocho Cinco, the bus, Puka, Brees Hall, or Tyreek Hill. It wasn't fucking happening.
Listen, speaking of Rusty, we didn't. We always just do it off the cuff. I wasn't expecting you to go plug the Ultimate Autographs there, and I jumped the gun. I did backtrack, and I will say Six Rings Dynasty. This was here early. I'll go ahead and let's relive it. You know,
you ain't got enough. All right, none of you got enough. Unless
Mike, but here's the thing. That's why with his music, you could tell him, like, what are we talking here? Give me a number. Everyone has a number. You know what? We'll do this like the price is right. I'm sorry. We'll do this like we're auctioning it off. Going for 100. For 100. Anyone 100. How about 1,000? 1,000. Going for 1,000.
I think if it was 1,000, right to my fucking personal Venmo.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. Yeah, direct. You know, we can skate the taxes. We're talking 1K. You get it?
Yeah. If I think it'd get it, especially if you don't mark it as a purchase. You know what I mean?
Yeah, friends and family. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Friends and family. You guys know how to mark this thing. You guys know how to play the game. Let's act like we've been here before. See, and to that point, I mean, let's call it what it is. That's a little. There's sticker shock. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say you don't have it. I'm going to say but I'm going to probably lean as you don't have it. And now, if you guys want to collectively come together as shitheads, I think here's the thing, Mike. We have a good enough audience. We got enough people here in the building. Hey, you guys want to come together, figure this out off the books, right? Come together. Everyone's like, hey, at 5, everybody throw 5 on it. It's like the gas tank back in college, Mike. It was always empty if it was just on me to fill it. But if we come together, a couple bucks a piece, I mean, we can get there with this thing, you know? $5 in the tank. That was the rule back in the day.
Hey, and listen, to be entered to win this mystery box helmet that we're going to give away live, and we will give it away on night 2. But if you want to be entered, you need to be there night 1. You actually need to be there both days. So you must be present to win this motherfucker. And I'm dead ass serious.
Presence is required. Period.
I ain't taking no notes that say I'll be right back. Ain't none of that. You better be here. You better claim it live because we moving fast if you don't speak up in the chat. But night 1, anyone who's got the code word, which I will deviously come up with, and post code word in the chat at some point during the stream, free entry. Free
Love
entry.
This. Yep, you get your free entry, right?
But to promote our great content creators that we have on the channel that will be joining Adam and I on night 1, every super chat that you have of $5 or more up to a total of $50 will get you bonus entry. So, you know, maybe you want to save your money. Maybe you want to save. Maybe you don't want to shave my beard. Maybe you want to win this fucking helmet, which I would recommend. I would highly recommend it. Plus, by the way, not just Ultimate Autographs, which I'll sing their praises forever. They're dope, but we're going to be giving away some other stuff. Some really good stuff.
We got some giveaways coming.
Guides. Hey, and some of our personal favorites, man, for this community. Savage tier membership. Right? The you sitting down there Stapleton supporting us with your $1 a month, just wishing you could get entry to the Cool Kids Club. Now's your chance.
Well, I will say that one is I would say from a standpoint of value financially, like what it cost, the signed shit. So it's our partners' Ultimate Autographs, but to make sure, you know, you're recognizing our partnership. That's why I signed shit sh.it, and that's how you get to our partnership and use that there. They love us so much. They love y'all so much, frankly. The giveaway there is easily dollar-wise going to be, it's a mystery. We don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you it's going to be the biggest giveaway we've ever had, and it's not really particularly close from that value standpoint.
No.
However, from the value standpoint of, you know, non-materialistic things, let's call it, the Savage giveaway, I'm happy to do, because here's the thing. If I give you a trial to the Savage semester, that's one of the things I'm more convinced if you're a Dynasty degen, right, and you don't hate Mike or myself, which that part makes a lot of sense if you do hate one of us. But if you don't, that community membership, I'd be willing to bet you ain't leaving. And that's the way that thing kind of works. You realize, oh, these guys are cool. They're a little weird. But we get to kick it with everybody, and it's a value that doesn't necessarily come with the sticker, but is awesome. I would bet you don't leave. So that's awesome giveaway because it's what's in it. It's in it for us. You're not leaving. We want you here. Come on, join up.
All right, Adam. Here we go.
Do we have to talk about it? People are not happy about this thumbnail. People are not happy about.
That's fine.
Their favorite players. They've been hyped up for months now, Mike. They're gonna get ready to draft them, and you want to try to kick them off the ledge. Go ahead.
All right, man. We got to get to the thumbnail, man. Who do we want to start with?
I mean, I'm sorry. I meant Jay. We'll start with Jay, but it's my dog, Jay. Speaking of y'all, he's whatever y'all is. It's Jay Jackson, one of the staples of our community. But no, who do you want to start with? Let's start with the easy one. Let's go with Tet, and then we'll get to the one that people are really gonna fight on. Right? Let's start Tet.
So this one, I mean, you asked me about it, like kind of what I wanted to talk about, and this is stemming. This is molding in with a lot of the what the fuck tweet of the weeks, and it's not any one particular, right? So I haven't got a good one to give you, but I've seen a lot of big name people in the fantasy space. Let's just say that act like people having concerns about Tet McMillan as a prospect is the most absurd thing they've ever heard in their entire life. Now, Twitter does become an echo chamber of just people who jerk off to anything these dudes say. Just, how dare they knock wide receiver one? He's going to show them all. Like, this is where it becomes. There's no real analysis to it. And it kind of pisses me off. Okay, not kind of. It really fucking pisses me off, right? You're using your platform just to spew nonsense. There are valid concerns about Tet McMillan that I have. And there are a lot of other smart fucking people that share a lot of the same concerns, Adam. So we've talked about him on this show. I personally have him as wide receiver 3 in the class. That's where I have him, which is a good spot. But me not having him at number 1 all of a sudden makes me contrarian, apparently. Like, I'm trying to be hot takey.
Mike, well, here's the thing. That's exactly what it is. You're contrarian all of a sudden. By the way, Jay, whether you think I'm taking you on as family's family. Okay, I can say whatever I want, whether I like it or not. You're family, and that's what we are. Okay, so don't come up here capping. You guys can want me gone, but I'm not leaving. To Mike's point, go ahead with the contrarian take.
So throughout the rookie process, like to give you a peek behind the curtain on how I evaluate prospects, right? Like you have your general football knowledge that you watch football, throughout the college season, right? And you pay attention. You're kind of in the know on what's going on. You do a lot of C2C leagues, right? You get to see their fantasy production in just a different format, right? It's not the direct correlation to the NFL, but you're like, damn, dude, produce for my fantasy. Like you already fall in love with prospects like that, right? Then you get to the real nut cutting time, right? You have the whole process. The whole process encompasses what they did or did not do at the combine, what their measurables are, right? And each one of these has a different weight, right? And there's no real good way to tell you how much something is weighted versus the other. Let's just say that combine and how you perform in the shorts probably isn't the most important, okay? It definitely isn't the most important, okay?
I thought that's what I based my whole life off of.
So the knocks on Tet really, for me, have nothing to do with the fact he didn't work out at the combine or the fact that he ran a Keon Coleman 40 time at his pro day.
All right, Mike, we don't necessarily allow that, but what do you base it off of?
Okay. Then we dive into other things, right? We got Barry's grades, which are heavily analytics based on their production, right? We have other little aspects that come into it, and I'm not going to say little like it minimizes it, but it's different for each position, right? When you talk about wide receivers in regards to Tet, we have somebody in the space, Matt Harmon, who does fantastic work over at Reception Perception and gives you nice, colorful graphs that are easy to understand for dumbasses like me, right? Green good, red bad, right? So you take that into account. And then I'm not an NFL scout, right? But I can get together with the boys at South Harmon on Thursday nights, and we can put the film on, and we can have a real discussion. We can put our priors aside, and we can discuss what we see on all 22 film when we break it down. And the beauty of it is we can watch one prospect one week and then watch somebody else the next week, and we're like, wow, compared to that last guy, this guy like looks so much better on the field.
Wait
right?
a minute. All of a sudden now comparative context. Wait a minute. I kind of like this guy.
Right. So you take this whole process and you put it together. And at the end of the day, when we watch Tet film, we're sitting there and we're like, man, the analytics are great. The size is great. The college production was fantastic. You know, what he did for your C2C teams was awesome. He had monster games. You put on the film and you go, man, like I was really hoping for more. Like I was
kind
really,
of like, yeah, the opposite of what Blue Chew does, right?
yes, like I was really hoping for more. And then on top of that process, what do we watch the following week? We put Travis Hunter's film on and watch him play wide receiver.
That's just unfair. I mean, you're talking, right? Speaking of Matt Harmon, the goal, that's like as good as it gets.
Everyone walks away from the Travis Hunter film just with raging hard-ons. Like, oh my God.
Whatever.
Compared to what we saw last week.
Yeah, if Blue Chew was just like it's the golden version of Blue Chew, right? The best pill.
Yes.
That's what the Hunter thing is all about.
The creme de la creme.
Yikes.
So then you sit there and you go through the entire process of all these wide receivers, and this is how I come up with my rankings, and I'm going, man, like, if I got to rank them, like, I have the least amount of concerns. Like, if we're putting a confidence level on wide receiver prospects, like, I'm at a 9 out of 10 on Travis Hunter. And then we had Luther Burden in there. And while Luther Burden also has warts, I'm probably like, I'm a 7 out of 10, you know, in confidence level in him. And then when I get to the next one, I'm like, well, everything I know about Tet and how I watched him play, knowing that he's probably getting the draft capital, etc. Like my confidence level is like a 6. So I'm not saying he's terrible, but I'm saying that there's some serious concerns. And some of the ones that we've highlighted on this show, you and I and Maddie and I have discussed on 4D, and we've talked about ad nauseum. Listen, I understand he's got fantastic size. I understand that he moves pretty well after the catch. Like he's pretty decent after the catch.
It's kind of fluid,
He can win jump balls. But I also can't get it out of my head that I watched him versus insurance salesman corners get his ass locked up in man-to-man coverage. Wow. Like, and literally get clamped.
I don't know if that's worse for Tet or for our salesman out there, but fuck, that's you're right. You're onto something.
Like, well, Mike, you probably just watched his worst games. I'm like, no, we watched a 200-yard performance, and at the end of it, we're like, bro, he really had 200. Like, this is the quietest 200 yards I've ever seen. And a lot of that was because there was 3 busted coverages in that where he had nobody within him within fucking 15 yards.
And to that point, for the busted coverage part, right? That's where it's literally why he gets the touchdown. It has nothing to do with him per se, right? No. It's not like you shook somebody and now we have a long touchdown to go off of. If you don't watch the film,
he didn't Marquez Valdez-Scantling it, wide open, nobody around him.
So what you're telling me to like is he caught the ball wide open. Damn it.
He did his fucking job. Good
job.
But
to the point, right? Like, yeah, if you look at this and don't watch the film, right, or don't watch enough film, you're thinking, oh, this is a guy, Mike, if you saw that game, look at all those bonus yards he's going to be getting you. Except for, again, this isn't, a miscommunication from people that aren't playing football on a high level in the NFL, right? That's the difference.
I thought we had moved past this maybe a couple years ago where there was this big analytics versus film, the analytics bros versus the film bros. I thought we all were holding hands and being like, we need both of you. Like, we need...
Wait a minute. You thought there was kumbaya right there? Come on.
I thought we
did.
And this year with Tet, the only argument I ever hear on the other side is not the film. Like, it's not people... Like, the people who watch the film go like, okay, I think he's a decent to good wide receiver. I don't think he's a superstar. Sure. And that's all they're trying to say. They're not saying he's terrible. They're not saying he's not worth a first-round pick. All they're saying is this ain't a top 5 in the NFL draft type talent, right? This isn't fucking Julio Jones coming in. This guy isn't Drake London coming out of college, right? He is good, maybe not an alpha at the next level, like maybe a good number 2. Which is completely fine. We don't have to ask for superstardom from every fucking prospect. But when you go to the analytics bros, the only argument that they have is like, he averaged 108 yards per game for the last 2. Who the fuck cares? Right? Who the fuck cares? Like, that's cool. How do you acknowledge the fact that when you put the film on, you go, I don't know. I don't know. It's the fucking Pac-12 and then the Big 12 this last year. Not the greatest high-quality fucking defenses in the world. Yeah. And then when he's going up against corners that I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm talking
who the fuck is that guy?
I'm like, Xbox, is this fucking dude, like, is this corner like draftable? Like, is there anybody talking about him? Like, hey, in 2 years he's going to be a second round pick or third. It's like, nope, nobody knows who the fuck this guy is.
I mean,
and
to be fair,
him up.
To be fair, we've been a part of draft night where the most crazy surprises. So, is there a chance? It's like Dumb and Dumber, sure. You're saying there's a chance, but Mike, unless there's some non-GM actually drafting, no. And I think to your point there, it kind of reminds me, at least in sentiment, of this is not a one-for-one comparison. I'm not giving you that he's Quentin Johnson, but in sentiment, like when you watch QJ's film, right? And it's like, okay, if you liked him and you actually were honest about the situation, like, why is this dude not high pointing the football more? There was you left leaving with that feeling of, I'm concerned. And if you didn't leave feeling that way, you're just being bullish without actually watching and being honest about it, right? And I think that point is where, to me, it's the most concerning. Like, I don't think anything about Tet's profile is bulletproof enough for me to overlook that, right? Where if you watch someone that's got a great Matt Harmon reception perception, you got like all the things are checking the boxes, and I just didn't love the film, maybe I could overlook it a little more. But there's nowhere near a bulletproof prospect here to say, man, I can just, that feeling deep down inside, I can just, hide it. Never talk about it again. Like it's Talladega Nights, I'll never bring it up again. You can finish first every time, Ricky. I'll never bring it up again.
We got so spoiled last year with so many good wide receivers at the top, right? Like, but look at what Brian Thomas, and this is also the case for Tet McMillan. All right, let me say this. When you watch Brian Thomas film last year, now I'll be completely honest with you, and anybody who did the film sessions with us over the last 2 years can say this. Like, I sung Brian Thomas's praise during the film session. We were watching for Malik Neighbors. I came away thoroughly impressed with Brian Thomas. Like, oh shit, I didn't know he was nice like this. I like Brian Thomas on film, but there was still enough concerns amongst the community. You look at his analytical profile, there was enough warts to be like, I think he's good and he's probably deserving of first round draft capital. I just don't know if he's like bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like
right.
What you're talking about, Adam.
Yeah.
Even on the guys who are like bulletproof in our minds, they don't always hit, right? That's the game of the wide receiver. This is why when Adam and I did this big, long podcast way back in the day about warp hit rates that DB put together for us, going back to 2007, the wide receivers taken in the first round, the hit rates of them actually being like wide receiver ones at some point in the first 3 years of their career is extremely fucking low. Like it's
not a good percentage. It's like a 3-pointer in basketball, maybe at best.
For every Malik Neighbors that we think of, and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, there's a fucking dozen other shitlords that we just want to push out of our brains and go, oh yeah. Like N'Keal Harry at one point was a first round pick. Jalen Reagor was a first round pick. Jerry Jeudy was mid as fuck as a first round pick for the longest time. This shit happens. The only argument that I fucking hate is like anybody who even hints at the fact that Tet is not going to be the first wide receiver off the board, or maybe we have a little bit of concerns and we kind of like to see that the draft capital was solid. I want to see how he plays against NFL corners. Can he actually win on the outside, which is a legitimate question? Can he uncover himself versus physical corners, which, listen, that was another thing. Takario Davis had an injured season, but is also a highly regarded corner, eventually going to come out in the NFL. This guy had a lot of hype. He's a big corner, like you want to talk about Brandon Browner from the Seahawks type. And Johnny asked me, he goes, he had to go up against him in practice at the beginning of the year. Like, how'd he do? So I go to Twitter and I just search, Takario Davis versus Tet McMillan. And the first 6 fucking highlights I see is just Takario locking him up left and right. When Johnny, not good. He doesn't. Listen, I don't got all the practice film. Maybe he got him at some point. I'm just saying the first thing I find is him locking him up. It's not really helping our case to like,
yeah,
Tet is good, like to really say it. So the whole premise of, hey, we're just going to use yards per game, or we're going to use, this certain analytical data point and just completely ignore all the other ones. That's where I think a lot of these big names are just pissing me the fuck off. Like, I thought we were past this bullshit. I thought we could have honest conversations about prospects and present both sides of the argument. Because I do agree, analytically, fucker looks great. production was awesome, right? And if you just want to look at his highlights, shit, you think he's the greatest wide receiver to ever live. You want to actually watch the all 22 and come away and tell me that, shit, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's good, but I'm not sold. I thought Rome Odunze was bulletproof last year, and look how that worked out for us, right? I got to sit here and defend his ass this year. So, I mean, that's the starting point that we talk about, and I don't even think this dude's bulletproof. So it's like, yes, you should have concerns. You should have a little bit of pessimism. You should say, with a fucking asterisk, Tet's my wide receiver 1 because I believe in this, this, and this, and I acknowledge that this, and this could go wrong for him. He's not fucking Malik Neighbors. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase. But people want to prop him up like that, and it's fucking irritating.
Yeah, I mean, I think to summarize, in my opinion, of what you're talking about and hitting on a lot of great points, one of the ones that I've heard plenty of comps to, right, is for him and Drake London. And you probably see plenty of people out there talking about how Drake London, there was concerns with him and vice versa with Tet, and there's a lot of similarities. Here's the thing for me, though. Drake London had a much better profile and had the same, you could say the same ilk as far as being a taller receiver that maybe had certain concerns with, getting in and out of breaks. I don't even think that's an issue for Tet all that much, honestly. But more so, Tet's profile as a whole, to me, has a lot more question marks, and I've seen, I think, less overall from his profile. And I'm just going to be honest, man. Like, I'm not convinced at anywhere near. I don't have that feeling of bullishness at all where he's going in drafts, more so than anything right now. And we're doing some of these right now. We're doing live drafts at the moment.
Yep.
Mike, I'm telling you right now, I haven't even sniffed thinking about taking Tet McMillan one time. And we've done, I think, completed 6 drafts at least so far. I'm talking... Yeah. Like, he's not even on my radar. Like, I'm probably where he goes off 3, 4, 5 picks from even thinking about taking Tet, just because I think a lot more highly of the running backs in that range in certain spots. I think 1 for 1, I'd rather shoot my shot on Travis Hunter in the same range. And basically, it's Luther Burden and him and Agbuka. And at that point, he's already gone by the time those two are coming off the board, typically, Luther Burden and Igbuka. And if you told me his cost was closer to those guys, I might start thinking more. At the current moment, where he's being valued and where, to your point, the community value is and where the talking heads are putting him, there's no chance. Even if he catches the draft capital, that only is going to secure that he's going up higher. So I'm good. I'm probably out, man, period.
I think I've seen him in these pre-NFL drafts, and these are real drafts. These aren't just fucking mock drafts. I'm so goddamn tired of mock drafts.
There you go.
That's what I just fucking hate everything. But I'm ready for the fucking draft to be here. But real rookie drafts and real leagues with real money on the line.
Sure.
I've seen him go as high as 4, which, to your point, like, fuck, ain't no chance. I'm like, I can't do it. But I've also seen, like, and it's a South Harmon heavy draft with people who pay attention. I've seen him go at 11. And all I'm trying to do is walk that fine line where I'm like, Adam, 11 is like, that's disrespectful as fuck. Like, that's, fuck, dude. I'm not taking Quinshon Judkins or something like that over him. Like, as much as I love Quinshon, it's like, dude, that's a running back who I like a lot, but it's still a fucking running back. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you got to go, like, dynasty principles go, wide receiver, long-term play, first-round draft capital.
Well,
fuck.
Well, let me ask you then, because to that point, what do you think all the buyer beware, where is the episode, right? All the buyer bewares you gave, and for those that, the fine print that you can't ever read real small, Mike read it aloud, and now everyone's, holy shit, it's all of this? Wait, what? You gave the whole laundry list. So here's my question. What's the upside then? Because that's where, I guess, let's have that conversation, because for me, I don't see the upside. I think that is where his draft is where he's being drafted, frankly. I don't see the upside that matches that. But what do you think his upside is in the NFL for our rookie teams, for our dynasty teams, right?
It depends on, like, kind of like you hinted to, it depends on what the cost is of acquisition in your rookie drafts, right? If you're telling me 104, I don't see the upside. I see nothing but negatives. right?
Yeah.
Like I don't see that paying off for you.
Yeah, you're
Now,
104.
could it? Yes. Could it? Yes, but I don't think it's a likely scenario. How about
to your point? You're more comfortable with the 111. What I'm asking. Let's get more to this point. Right. Let's get more to this point. What do you think his actual fantasy upside? What does that look like for a team? Is he a? Do you think he's a top 15 wide receiver in his range of outcomes? Top 12? Top 10? Like, what do you see for his outcome in fantasy?
I would say top 10 is a possibility within the next 3 years. It's a possibility, not a likelihood. Likelihood, we're talking somebody who you're probably looking at back end wide receiver 2-ish.
Okay, right? And to your point, if that's the case,
probably the likely outcome if he fixes some of the problems that he has, right, and addresses some of those concerns. You're looking at somebody in that 15 to 24 range.
Okay, so 15's a high end wide receiver too. You were saying back end like 24. If you're telling me, here's my thing. If I think to your point, if he's a most likely scenario, he lands in in a good likely scenario. Like if he checks the boxes on some things, he improves. I think a wide receiver 20, wide receiver 24 would be a win for Tet McMillan. I think that's kind of fair to say. I mean, maybe
not the same player one for one, but we want to talk about fantasy production and dynasty value and kind of how people approach him. Devontae Smith, that would be a win.
There you go. I mean, Devontae Smith, at least, and to this point with Tet, probably similar, where he's been valued as a top 15 receiver. So that could probably be in the case for Tet. For me, if you're telling me, Mike, his production most likely lies in the spot of, if it goes well, back end wide receiver 2. That's where I would actually take Quinshon Judkins. I think Quinshon Judkins in the range of outcomes scenario, I don't even think running back 1 is crazy, just because there's so many scenarios where running back 1s are a guy with his profile-ish that just got the shot. Like, it's not even about the player, how I feel about Quinshon versus how I feel about Tet. It's just that's the reality for me, is there's, with Quinshon especially, to the one you mentioned there, like, I would shoot my shot as long as I knew Quinshon is if we're talking post NFL draft, if he's a top 50 pick, I want that. I think that makes me feel better about range of outcomes. Now, the way you view the range of outcomes ultimately is why you're drafting. I think you should at least be cognizant of that, right? Think about that exercise before you go pressing the button.
Yeah, and I think we fast forward to next Friday night.
Buddy. Let me just say.
But we fast forward to next Friday night. Okay? We know Quinshon got top 50 draft. Right? But that is a more realistic argument that you're talking about, right? But I'm saying, like, if I'm sitting here drafting right now tonight, which we are in some leagues right now, and I got to choose between the two of them, the range of outcomes on Tet McMillan's draft capital and Quinshon Judkins, and Quinshon's also going to be a lot dependent on landing spot, right? A lot more than what Tet is, right? If Tet goes in the first round, they're taking him at worst to be the number 2 receiver on a team. Quinshon could go in the top 50 picks and still be stuck behind somebody that we think is still pretty fucking good at football, right? And then you're like, how do they divvy up these touches? Like, is he going to get enough in the efficiency column to make up for the lack of volume? Right, like there's more question marks there. Does he even fit the scheme? Like, because we've also seen teams take running backs where they're a fucking zone team and they take a power guy, right? That just doesn't know how to run zone, or vice versa. So there's a bigger range of outcomes on the actual position of running back, and then you factor in all the other things like longevity, dynasty value, how long they maintain it, etc. How quickly the NFL sometimes churns through running backs. I will say right now, all those things factored in, I can't do like a Quinshon or a Caleb Johnson over Tet at this point, because I feel much more confident that Tet's going to be taken in the first round somewhere, and like it's going to be, hey, he's the number 2 wide receiver. Now, can he bust, and could the running back pay off? Fuck yeah. I think we know that can happen. And I'm telling you, like, next week you get to Friday, this could be a completely different fucking story, right? Quinshon goes to the Dallas Cowboys, early second round or whatever the fuck it is, and Tet was, picked 21, 22, whatever the fuck in the NFL in the first round. I'm going to go at him. As much as I want to take wide receivers over running backs, you're fucking onto something. Like, Quinshon's getting this work. Like, he's getting the rock, and like he's a good enough talent where, fuck yeah, RB1 is in his range of outcomes realistically, and then that's as soon as his rookie season. So, different story. But as it stands right now, I don't know. Like that, it feels like Tet needs to be somewhere in that like 7 to 7, 8, 9 range.
Well, then even buyer beware for you. I guess we found that if I was to give you my spiel, it'd be even longer. Because Mike, here's the thing: the reason I say this, you make good points. Actually, I feel like you're very valid points on all those things. Not to, I just noticed I gave you the actually as if like this guy's normally fucking crazy. He actually made some good points right there. He made some good points. But for me, if I'm in this range, and I think this is where, especially knowing the draft that we're looking at, last year, the stakes were, damn, like you make a selection of one person versus the other in the first round. You're talking about if you miss and get the wrong person, Mike, we're talking cornerstone assets of the way people are valuing things. This draft doesn't have the same upside stakes. That's currently the view anyway. I'm not telling you that like if you miss in the first round, oh, everything's fine. What I am saying is in the first round, I think the bust potential for a lot of these players actually is a lot higher than we want to admit, especially once we get past the early picks. So I'm already with the mindset in like that range, similar to like a second round. I think the bust potential for Tet and for Quinshon is 100% out there, right? They both exist. To me, that's why I wanted to say with what's Tet's realistic upside. I think I'm acknowledging there's a bust chance. I'm acknowledging I might pick the wrong one. But if I hit the home run lottery, Quinshon Judkins, I think, has the upside play, and that's why I'm taking him ahead of Tet, is because he absolutely might not cash. But Quinshon, it showed to me in college and where we're at right now with his profile, fuck, man, if he hits, there's the community one is going to put him as a top 20, 30 asset, easy, top 5 running back. Like, that's in the range of outcomes where I'm not saying Tet couldn't do that. I'm just willing to bet against that being a high probability. That's why I'm going to take the Quinshon shot.
How about this $20 super chat from Cameron?
I also turned it off. I'm trying to be better for the people. They say I was too loud before. Let's try it again. Is that a little better?
Yeah, a little better. There we go.
Sorry. I know. It's okay. I was apologizing for who was that? Somebody out there that was mad about it. And here's the thing. This is a $20 super chat. So even if it was too loud, you can't hear me, you probably don't want to hear me. You're going to have to deal with it. I have a very deep team at every position other than running back, which I have 0 starters. It's a great fucking team to go with a great fucking super chat, man. We're off to a good start.
Great draft to have no running backs.
I did a individual video, Mike, where I talked about roster construction and my team, and I basically said how I like my roster construction everywhere except running back, and I need to work on that room. I'm telling you guys to go check this out, honestly, because if you go to the comments, the people talking about how they hate my running back room, and motherfucker, that's what I said. Of course. I don't care. My running back room is bad. That's where I'm going to draft it with all these luxury picks. 101, 104, 106, 112, 201. Well, here's the thing, buddy. Tet's off my board in this scenario. If you're actually that deep at every position versus, the first 6 picks. 112, 201, I wouldn't say that. Superflex start 9. Should I package the 112 and 201 for 103 or 105? Congrats on the Eagles. Mike, take your congrats.
Go Birds. Go Birds champion. I definitely say this to you. This is a great draft to have no running backs and have all these picks. Like, you're going to feel really good about it. Now, here's a caveat, though. Start 9, so you're going to want the superstars. If this is the 112 and the 201 for the 105, fuck no. I'm good. No, thank you. Now, the 103, though, that gets you into tier 1 prospects, right? So, in our pre-NFL rookie drafts, Adam, that's Genty, Cam Ward, some combination of either Travis Hunter or Marion Hampton in most of our drafts at this point. That is tier 1.
Every single draft so far that I've been in, maybe not in every single one you've been in because I know you're in more. Every draft I've been in so far, 101 Genty, 102 Cam Ward, every single time. 103 has primarily been Hampton, and then there has been a couple actually Hunter's gone 103. But those are the scenarios, right?
Yeah.
You and Koopa got one too.
Koopa, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'm still pissed at you that somehow you got Travis Hunter at like 108 or 109 in one of these fucking drafts. I
wasn't even trying to gloat, but I was like, listen, I did take Travis Hunter at 104 in one draft, but 108, I love it. To your point, it's like a Tet on steroids. Absolutely, 108, you got me. 104, I got to see the warp. But to this point, like the 103 pick, especially, Mike, with this class, I'm gonna tell you the only thing about it. I don't know, Cameron. Well, why don't you go ahead and finish your thought out?
So I was going to say, there's a clear tier break after 4 for me. And I'm sure for you, Adam, like you're like, dude, once I get past like Hampton or Hunter, it's like, do I want to be the first one to select Shedeur Sanders or Travion Henderson?
I end up feeling like I'm in a tier break and I have to take Trev. Or I normally don't take Shedeur unless the quarterback warp is high.
And from like 105 to, let's just say like 202 right now, Adam, kind of feels like one big fucking tier, right? If you're picking at 202 and then you look at the guy who took Travion Henderson at 106, like you end up with Caleb Johnson, you're like, fuck it, I'm pretty fucking close at worst. Like I'm pretty close, man. Like I'm in shouting distance. I'm in the ballpark. So I'm not trading up what I could have at the 112 and 201 to go to this same fucking tier. You know what I mean? Like the same tier. I'd rather keep those two and have 2 shots because, like you said, there's going to be busts in this class. Yeah. I'd rather have 2 shots at not getting a bust than just 1 shot at realistically same fucking odds of having a bust. So if it's the 103, yes. If it's 105, no. And just to add on to it, since you spent $20, Cameron, like a fucking champ, you know, like the 101, if you don't have a running back and you want to take Genty, go for it. At the 104, you could walk into Omari and Hampton too. Like realistically, that could be. Well, dude, now you got 2 running backs. Okay, now you got 2 tier 1 running backs, and then at the 6, if you want to be that guy who ends up taking another one, you could take a Henderson or a Judkins or a Caleb Johnson or whoever the fuck you want there. And then at the 112 and 201, like that's where it gets like the sweet spot because I talked about it with Maddie. Like I'm so fucking mad that I don't have more early second round picks. Because it feels like the 201 through 203 at this point, it's like, fuck, I wish I had a pick in that range. Like, I wish I could just take whatever the fuck falls down there. And we added a new one to the mix in the last, and we did this, it seems like every fucking year, Adam. We've done this every fucking year, but this one feels like the year that we get it right. Feels like the year we get it right. Jalen Milroe, welcome to the fucking conversation of being borderline first round pick in rookie drafts. I know.
Well, Mike, you invited him just as he got invited to the green room. It could happen if he gets the capital.
Could happen.
No, I mean, here's to the point of the question, right? And Mike, you hit on a lot of really good points. So I'm going to try to talk about the stuff you didn't already home run for me. The 103 is the reason. Here's the thing. Before we know what happens in the draft, so if you're asking me this question at this point, the 105's a no, simply because of the picks you have at the moment, right? I already have 104 and I have 106. And I don't know realistically enough about the draft capital and landing spot to differentiate the tier you're talking about, Mike, but which is right now just at the moment. We have a lot of ambiguity, if you will, right? There's a lot of ambiguity out here. We don't know where everyone's going. Because right now with what we just project to happen, I'm with you with the tiers, roughly. It's like, I kind of view it as like 105 to 111, but honestly, like, yeah, 202 is honestly not really much different. So we will have a lot more clarity, though, after the draft. So if you want to make this for 105 after the draft and you're telling me, like, hey, Trev snuck in the first round or Quinshon was a first-round pick, okay, now we have a different conversation. I'm not going to do this just randomly, willy-nilly, because I want to have 105. No. 103, here's, I think, the conversation for me with 103 if I was going to do it early. I think it's be more warranted. But again, you're going to have 101, space 102, and 103. So what I'd do first, Cameron, what is the person at 102? What's their team look like? What do you think they're going to take? You can probably have an idea. Also, how important is the quarterback scoring? And is there a scenario where you think Cam Ward actually goes at 102? Because if that's the case, 103 is fucking a dream for you because 101 you take Genty, and just because of the realistic opportunity that everyone's taken him at 101 so far. If 103 you have a chance to get Hampton, look at what your team needs. You're telling me you're going to get the 101 and 102 for what you would draft if you had everything all being equal. And then you also have 104. So to Mike, to your point, you could end up with whatever you wanted. You could order them however you want to, even if you wanted to take Hampton at 104 just for the vibes. I think
you're going to have some shuffling, right, between a pre-NFL draft and a post-NFL draft.
Oh, big time.
But kind of like last year, it's becoming more like people are thinking it through, like thinking of likely outcomes, and they're a lot closer to ADP than when we first started doing pre-NFL drafts, aren't they? Like there was wild fucking swings back in the day. And now, like, even last year where we weren't really sure that J.J. McCarthy and Bo Nix and Michael Penix were going to be first-round picks, like, we had a feeling that they were. At worst, those guys were going, like, late first, early second still. Like, in pre-NFL drafts without the draft guy. I'd like a lot more people are tuned in and kind of feel it a little bit better, so it's a lot closer. But if you just want to look at, like, shit auction 4, we're in this draft right now, you and I together.
Sure.
We're through 4.5 rounds. 101, he'd have Genty. 104, he would have Amari Hampton. 106, he'd have Tet. 112, he'd have Emeka Ibuka. And the 201, he'd have Caleb Johnson. Or tell me on a team that's stacked everywhere else and doesn't have running backs that you wouldn't walk away with that haul and just go, yeah, we're good, man. I didn't need to make moves at all. Like, I didn't need to do any trading up, trading down. And that's getting now rookies. Where then over the next 2 months, where this is still all we're talking about, and we're talking about how good they looked in shorts and rookie minicamp, right? And people are talking about the roles and trying to project them. You could take those rookie running backs that you had and trade them for veteran running backs that you know also have a role and actually produce and aren't busts, and like get pluses on top, get more other running backs like on top. And all of a sudden now you got this stupid, ridiculous super team also with some key rookies, like some key pieces that you're like, yep, these carry dynasty value and they're pretty secure for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, obviously, the game becomes more evolved and improved, I think, in a lot of ways as we continue to play it. I mean, that's hopefully the idea of whatever sport you're watching. I mean, the game of football, you could argue about how the rules are, and that's not really the game. The evolution of the game, though, was crazy, how people play the game, right? That's the same thing here. I think, like 23, though, comes to mind for me anyway, with expectations for the class. And then as we got closer to the draft, it was getting worse feeling. And then when the draft was over, it's like, wait a minute. I like 5 picks here maybe in this class. And then I'm kind of like, no, I don't like it. I think that the reason I bring that one up is this class is weighted humongously on the back of its running backs. And I think that poses for the NFL draft capital and landing spot a wide variance in the outcomes. Like, we could end up very easily where right now I think where the consensus is that Caleb, Trev, and Quinchon are all likely in the range of like top 50 round 2 guys into decent landing spots. If that's the case, of course. What if Caleb ends up, as great as I think he is, ends up being a round 3 guy, not a day 3 guy, sorry, a round 3 guy. I don't think he's going day 3, and maybe he would, but if he's round 3 and then all of a sudden, let's say Quinchon's, to your point, and he goes to a landing spot where you're like, I don't know if he's going to be the bell cow. And then Travion Henderson's going to a place where there's already an established thunder. Like, I don't know, let's say he goes to Minnesota even. Aaron Jones getting older, but shit, is he just going to play like the same style, but they're going to split carries? There's so many different scenarios where that could change the way that people view the name of just a running back, in my opinion. I think that's where this one, to me, is not that you're not right. I think that as the community continues to evolve, we're getting closer with our pre-drafts. I just feel like there's so many running back guys where there's a lot of wide receivers in this class that are safe as far as their draft capital. The running back position seemingly is just not very accurate a lot of times. Nobody thought Jahmyr Gibbs was even going to go anywhere near the 12th overall. We thought he might sneak into round 1. There's a lot more variance for the running back draft capital, I think, is the reason I'm feeling this way.
I think what I would probably do, to be completely honest, because you said there's a lot of variance built into the running backs, so we don't really know where they are.
Yeah.
Capitalize while we're all feeling good about it, and like move the 106. Move the 106 and get, try to see if you can get multiple second-round picks, and you can get a couple thirds like thrown in on it. Like something like that. Move that down. Maybe it's for a vet that we're scared is going to lose his job as well. Like you go, if you got the roster spots to handle it, you get this big package where it's like, I got a veteran running back that kind of has some uncertainty, but if he survives the draft, fuck, we're right back. Like we back up, right? You get that. You get some second-round picks or some third-round picks added in, where you get to shoot your shot on, maybe guys who got overlooked in the NFL draft, where like we don't like their landing spot, but we've also seen running backs that go to a team that we didn't like their landing spot in fucking April, and then come October and November, you're like, why the fuck were we worried about it? The dude in front of him's junk. Like, he's trash. Like, Rashad White really is shit, and Bucky Irving has taken this thing over. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, like now you hit on that, like the old tear down approach, right? Take that 106 and make it into multiple fucking pieces, and definitely try to insulate yourself that way. But if you don't have the landing spot, or you don't have the roster spots to do it, then, you know, like you said, Adam, maybe the class doesn't look as rosy post NFL draft because we hit a lot of landmines and bad landing spots and dudes in front of other dudes that we really liked, and we're like, shit. And all of a sudden, that tier 1 becomes really fucking small. It's really small. Like, Genty and Amari and Hampton survived, right? Those are the 2 running backs that everybody wants. Then in a start 9, it's like, fuck, I ain't got running backs. I know I'm getting Genty. What do I got to do? Like, how much of this other shit do you want in a class that we don't really like? Will get me Amari and Hampton and lock that up and secure. So
yeah,
you could have that big shift post NFL draft too.
Yeah, and I think for me, and I think Mike's in agreement here, we would do this for the 103 right now. For the 105, I think we would say not. I'm not sending 112 and 201.
No, I'm good.
And here's I think the reality, right? Because someone put this in here to my final way I look at it. Okay, this is random. This is not a random thought, but he's like, wait until your rookie drafts, and I love it, random. Keep coming. He's doing the condolences about the pre-NFL draft.
Yeah, I mean, some people are built for this. Some people are pussies. So, I mean, I get it. Like, some of us got the stones to put our nuts on the line and go,
Mike
like,
is
this
back.
is my take.
It did
this
not
is
take long.
And some of us,
He's back.
some of us are cucks who like to sit in the corner and watch their wife fuck somebody else. You know, like, I get it. Like, there's tea for everybody.
Wow.
You know, like, some of us go out and get it out of the mud, and other people, big Samoan dudes to bang their wives.
Well, if you're excited for something, that's a good visual to think about. To be happy about that. Now, to the point, like,
just Maui, just fucking from Moana, just fucking
plowing
plowing your old lady.
Dear God, we are.
What can I say?
In case you were wondering, the McNut is
you're
back.
Welcome.
But oh no, you didn't just give an actual Disney movie. Oh,
Dude,
that is so diabolical. This guy's got random.
Listen,
that was random. It had nothing to do with the movie. Now, to answer this for me, I think it's a good point as far just wait until your rookie drafts, right, and then make the moves. But yes, the one thing to consider though is like the reason I'll say the 103 is definitely worth going for, and I'll do it now. If I'm in this scenario where I at the 103 now, right, I think things are going to work out, and they don't quite. And I'm looking at shit. Hanson's probably like 102 now with everything I thought. I can't predict the future. Guess what you can do in that scenario? 103 is going to still speak to 102 a lot more reasonably than, hey, man, I'm going to give you 112 and 201. Half the league in a start 9 is going to tell you to kick fucking rocks. I don't want 112 and your 201. I don't want your seconds for my 102. Go fuck yourself. Randomly. Go fuck yourself, okay?
Randomly.
Because I don't want your random second and a late first. The reason that's why I would buy the 103 right now, because even then that's the scenario where I think it works out. So just because things are more certain, so does everybody else. The reason I'm not taking the 105, I don't think the risk makes sense. But you could end up in a scenario where shit, man. We look back and after the draft's over, Mike, man, it would have made sense to trade that 112 and 201 for 105. I wish I would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
The price of the picks are going to go up accordingly and change accordingly. So it's not just as simple as like wait until your rookie drafts, because it's not like you're the only one with the key information. Like, guess what? Hello, the draft is everyone can see it.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, it's not as fluid and easy as like it's the same concept. Honestly, Mike, I just want to put this out there. Random, you're going to take this beating for a little bit, and it's not anything personal. Okay, you're just going to be the person that has to take this. All right. The concept last year was becoming, as we talked about, you don't need to draft your running backs in the startup. Just go trade for them after. Well, it's cool in theory. However, when the season comes around, people don't just all of a sudden want to trade their running back to you at the startup cost. Like, it doesn't always just work in this vacuum as you think. You can go trade for running backs, but it doesn't mean before week 1 all of a sudden now you can buy all the running backs. It's not how it works. It doesn't. It's not always as easy as this vacuum. You're not trading with keep, trade, cut, or I have to maneuver this trade where they're going to say yes for certain. That's not how it works. So just be mindful of that part of it. You're not guaranteed later after the rookie draft's over this is going to be on the table.
Yeah, and I always get it too. Like we get in this argument about pre-NFL versus post-NFL, right? Like the Malik Willis thing always comes up. Which, to the record, for you and I don't think we saw
God
Malik
damn it.
Willis 101. We did not see Malik Willis 101 in any of ours that we did. Brees Hall was a consensus 101.
Nah, but 102 and
pre-NFL.
103 was there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had some Malik Willis awfully high, some Sam Howell and some Matt Corral. That fucked you, right? But we want to point out the one negative that we have. Nobody points out the fact that, you could get Sam Laporta in the fucking 4th round in the pre-NFL rookie drafts. That seemed to work out all right for me and everybody else who listened about Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
That did fine.
It was good.
Like, could you imagine winning a fucking championship and then landing a rookie Sam Laporta with your 4th round fucking 412 pick? Like, that's pretty good. Like, pre-NFL for the win, bitch.
I mean, I don't have to imagine it because it happened for me, but
many times.
But I mean, I don't actually care. Like, I feel like if you don't like the pre-NFL, I don't have a problem. I feel like if you've at least done them, no, if you've at least done it and you don't like it, fine. Like, everyone has their picks. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how you should feel. What I will tell you is just understand how to go accordingly. Hey, Alejandro, listen, this is just a random super chat with nothing accordingly. There's no text, but I think he just wanted me to go back now and scroll up for $5 and talk about.
He's got a follow up.
Oh, good for you. Okay, I was like, I would have taken it.
It out.
Good for you, buddy. Hey, did you cook your team? Mike, what do you think? I traded a lot of picks to make a push last year and didn't get it done. I doubled down trading for Bo Nix 2 weeks ago. But I have some guys offering me picks for part 2, Marv and Garrett Wilson. Should I get some pick capital back? I have 109 and 212. That's it. Sleeper username is Jan DOMG. Is it Jan? Is it J and OM God? Like, what are we dealing with here? What's this? How do you say this?
Is it?
Can someone give me pronunciation? There's a D on the end. That was the confusion. I think I can help with the whole Pam dilemma.
I think so.
That would be great.
Ketchup. Tastes like ketchup.
Do we get any sort of souvenir before we leave?
Listen, without the context of what the fucking picks are, they'd have to be awfully good to give up Marv or Garrett Wilson. Like,
I think right now, I mean, the answer from me is no at the moment.
As much as you hate Marv, you don't actually hate Marv.
I was about to say, go ahead. You can have the combo with him. I'll sit out. I don't hate Marv.
If Marv was in this rookie class, with whatever you know about him, where are you taking Marvin Harrison?
It's a 101 runaway train because here's the reality. If he's in this class,
Field delivered.
He's Mike. It's not like we can say now he's in this class after playing for Arizona last year and he disappointed. Like, the reality to the point you're making though is Marv is on a dip. Garrett Wilson is a little bit on a dip, and I'm not going to say they're not rightfully so. To me, I'm kind of bullish still on both at current cost. Like, I just don't think it's a perfect time or a good time for me to be trading them because of what they're netting in return at the moment. So, would I trade either one? Yes. I'll just tell you I exhausted options on trading Garrett Wilson in the league, Mike.
So
and it ain't happening. Not doing it.
It looks like the man has traded away all his future picks, but somehow still has the 109 and 212 in this class. I see no other picks other than that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Mortgage the farm. So first off, let's start from that aspect. I've already mortgaged my 26, right? I would assume 27's already mortgaged too, like gone. Like I've sent this into the fucking abyss. I don't see it on here. Could be a glitch. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Are you on? Are you on the lab?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't see any future picks outside of what he's got at 109 and 212 right now. So I already mortgaged my future. I made a push last year, didn't work. What I'm not doing is going like white flag motherfuckers. I'm done. All right, we're trading away Marv. We're trading away Garrett Wilson. What I want to get into is rookies in a down-ish class, right? Who aren't going to help me win, and I don't have my picks back, or a meaningful way or something already in place to get those picks back, right? What I'm doing is the old shit I pulled on Trip Crown, who's in the chat, right? The old shit I pulled on fucking Big Corey, also, who I haven't seen in the chat.
Mike in 2 M cups.
You don't want to fucking give me my shit back. You don't want to give me my picks back. Then fuck you. I'm trying to win this year, right? So I'm going to take that 109 and 212 and do what's best for my team this year. Like, what's going to help me win? You know, whether that is I have to sit pat and take rookies now and then hope I can flip them for proven vets. The team isn't that bad. Like, when you look at it, yeah, you fell short last year, but that's going to happen with just simple variance. You know, Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara might have one more year in him. Marv, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Sam Laporta, George Pickens, Jaden Reed. He's got Bo Nix now, Anthony Richardson, and then a couple of other quarterbacks who like have an opportunity to play meaningful snaps this year and maybe start games. Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, etc. Tyrone Tracy, Najee Harris, Tony Pollard. Like, fuck, dude, I'm running this shit back. Like, so last year's in the past, boys. This is our year. This is our year. This is what I'm focusing on. If I'm already mortgaged for the fucking future, it makes this decision 10 times easier for me. So if somebody wants to come and they want to trade for Marv or Garrett Wilson, like, it's, dude, 101 plus, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I mean, I think he's more so speaking to if I could get draft capital in this year's class, would it make sense? And to your point there, like, I don't think anyone's giving you Genty for Garrett Wilson right now, straight up, to be honest with you. I'm not telling you that there's not scenarios out there. I just think for the most part, that's not coming. That's not happening. You want to know why? First of all, Garrett Wilson now has Justin Fields throwing him the football. You could think it's a positive. I bet you if that's the case, you're in the far, far minority, okay? And
Right.
because of that, and guess what else?
Me.
Yeah, and you know what that makes you? Not also on, you know what rookie fever is for Ashton Genty? They had the fever before it was rookie fever. Ashton Genty had his own fever, his own individual fever. Now with rookie fever, it's a sickness. It's a true sickness, Mike. They're not trading him. They're not trading him for Garrett Wilson. I don't even think they wouldn't do it for Marv either.
I saw a tweet, I think it was from FF Bird Gang, who him and I have had a lot of good conversations on Twitter randomly. Yeah, like, I respect his process.
That could be scary. When Mike and you have good combos, it gets real.
I know.
You know?
But the man put on there, he goes, I tried to trade for the 101, it got rejected, and posted a screenshot of his deal. So at least being transparent, right? Not like a lot of these other fucking losers out here. It was like he was sending away the 103, a 26 second, and a 26 first, trying to get the 101. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, that was a blessing in disguise, man. If I look at it, if I had a 101 and somebody offered me that, I couldn't fucking hit the button fast enough.
And you know what? Do you remember? I told you this. I tried to say it to you softly, gently, you know. Remember when you were like, Omarion Hampton, what'd I tell you at the combine? You know what people are thinking? Get the fuck out of here. I could care less. This is Genty. I told you. Genty is a mythical creature. It's not happening. The Genty value is insane. It's to nuts. Your point, I think, let me answer, Alejandro. If you did you cook your team? Okay. To that question, well, we don't have the answer to me. I don't know what you paid for Bo Nix. I think obviously everybody likes Bo Nix a lot more than they did last year, and rightfully so. He right now is what his cost is, Mike, kind of scares me a little bit, depending on what you paid. I mean, frankly, I don't know what that answer is. I love having Bo Nix as your Superflex option, frankly, with this team.
Got Bo Nix stupid fucking cheap.
Did he actually?
Shout out to the lab.
So then you definitely didn't cook your team, for God's sakes. What did we have, Mike? Give it to me.
26 first, his own.
Okay.
Contending team. The 209 in this class and a 27 third.
Yeah, I mean, those picks are... It's a start. It's a lineup start 10, so it's basically your 26. You basically mortgage your future for Bo Nix. I don't even think he has enough insulation. Even if things go poorly this year, you're fine with that trade. So
he did completely fine.
Yeah, I think honestly, you're fine with that. One thing I might consider doing, honestly, is seeing if I could tier up from Herbert or Bo, one of those two, into an actual rushing style quarterback. The thing I think about your team is it's fine, right? There's no. To me, Marvin Harrison and Garrett Wilson are bad trade candidates right now, period. And the last thing I guess I would say is that with this team, you're probably a tier up or two away from being right where you want to be. So I think I'm fine. At 109, I'll take best available. If I can trade up, cool. And if not, like, this team is right in the mix. I wouldn't overthink it. You definitely didn't cook your team, and sometimes you just got to be patient, my friend. I'm patient right now. I think you're fine.
The only thing I would say is go into this season trying to compete, trying to make the moves towards it. You have nothing more to leverage, though, right? So, like, be mindful. If you suffer an injury 2 injuries, it's not looking good for you. You're like, man, I'm gonna like struggle to get in as a 5th seed. Like that's the time then you gotta like, man, I hope whoever's got my 26 picks or whatever is competing because I'm ready to hit the fucking eject button. Like, dude, can I get that pick back? You want like Devontae Smith? You want like George Pickens or somebody like that? Let me start to accrue these picks back and get ready to fuck it ain't happen. You know, you just got to be mindful of that. But yeah, I'm rolling this fucking roster. I'm running it back, going like, yeah, we got it now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where it's honestly, Mike. And this is the thing: you didn't cook your team at the moment because we don't know what your 26 future. We don't know what this team's current like real record is going to be and how it could go wrong. Mike, here's the thing: Bo Nix, I think at this point, he could end up being the real deal. I mean, he was he destroyed expectations last year, period, right? So if he ends as a good second year and he doesn't have a sophomore slump, he's going to be even higher value than he is at the moment. He does, I think, have some realistic like sticker shock at the moment where people right now are valuing him pretty close to what his ceiling is. So he could come down. The only problem is if you end up cooking if your team cooks itself getting hurt. If that's an early 26 first, Mike, we might be having a conversation this time next year about Bo Nix or the early 26 first. Like that's the only way this ends up going down a rabbit hole you don't like. That's where I just like to have my flexibility. But if you're telling me I'm solidifying Bo Nix and I don't have a quarterback in Superflex, okay, fine. You can have my fucking 209 and 27 third, whatever you said it was. No questions. That's easy. So you're fine. I'm not tripping at all. I do think Mike's point is very well warranted about you're trying to get your future back. Problem is a lot of times the people that are buying your future right now are Mike and myself and telling you to go fuck yourself. I'm rooting against you, buddy. I hope it all collapses against you. So
definitely.
All right, that's a good super chat. The most annoying. Oh, what do you got? Please.
We got the other half of the thumbnail to talk about.
Oh, jeez. Well, here, hold on. I've been. There's been super chats. There's been a lot of.
Okay.
Mike's back. I wanted to give a couple comments here, a little bit of runway before we do this because Pello's been baiting. I mean, I've been meaning to put him up, and I never had the opportunity with super chats. Please keep him coming.
Perfect. Thank you.
He's been saying, where's this Ward? When we were talking, the Genty versus Ward thing.
I don't remember saying tonight that Ward wasn't the 101.
He was trying to bait you into the conversations prior to tonight.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's bait.
He's saying, come on, where is it now? Where is it now? Give me your. And he was also talking about. I want to give him his chance to let him know, Pello.
Time to shine.
There's a tariff, Pello, and the tariff is a massive delay. Okay, a massive delay on your things, which is keep hating on Warren. It only empowers him. You thought I forgot, Pello. You thought I forgot about you.
This sets it up perfectly. That was a nice setup there,
Mike.
I like it.
I don't do everything well. Most things I do terribly, but when I do it well, Pello, Mike, the floor is yours. Fight away.
So first part, Cam Ward is the 101. I just, in these 6 fucking drafts, I think it's like it was the gods. Like they didn't want me to do it 2 years in a row. Like they had enough of the.
Oh, you just didn't have a 101 pick?
I didn't have a 101. It's not like I was like, ooh, I'm taking Cam Ward 101 and then, psych. I'm just like all these other shitty Dynasty analysts out there and I don't practice what I preach. No, I just didn't fucking have one. Like, and every time, you know how many fucking times, Adam, I'm picking 103 and I got B Hall sitting in front of me and I'm like, don't you fucking do it. Don't you. And yep, there it is. Button press. Cam Ward 102. Fuck you, asshole. like I was, come on. No one will let me have him this year. It's bullshit. This fucking trash. But
it's great. I was ready to give you Cam Ward too. Fate didn't happen, Damn it.
No.
Damn it.
You also picked in front of me one time, one draft, and it sucked.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, honestly, Mike, you did too. And it was the one league where when I looked at Warp, I wasn't going to take Travis Hunter ahead of Omari Hampton. And when you took him, I was like, no fucking way. Like Mike snipes me. You have to understand. Basically, 99.99% of times in a 100% scenario, he's basically Purell. Okay, he's gonna snipe me every fucking time. But this was the one I can remember where you didn't snipe me, and I was like, Mike, it made me rethink what I was doing. Like I had to go rerun the Warp and like, wait a minute, I got to be in the wrong league. Something's wrong here. I wasn't gonna take Hunter, honestly. If you didn't take him, if you took Hampton, I was gonna take Hunter. But to the point.
I was desperately trying to keep the record straight of, having 100% Travis Hunter exposure by the end of my rookie drafts, and We're going to fall at least one short.
While we talked Cam, we gave him a small runway. Let's talk the real one, the one that
There we go.
You thought I wasn't drafting Tet when I said that, Mike? This was honestly never even in consideration because I'm not taking him in round 1, even when their warp was decent. Now, if this would have been a 2 tight end premium where I'm looking at warp lines that are crazy, I would have probably considered him. However, you know where he goes in those leagues? I haven't drafted him yet, but I guarantee you top 6, and I'm not taking him there. If he was in round 2, I would have taken him.
We got one like that. Shit Savage is start no tight end best ball.
Have you had the draft?
Yeah. Koopa took him at 107, and then Loveland, or Koopa took Loveland at 107, and then Tyler Warren went 109.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
109 actually, I mean, like, for the scoring of that league, now one of the things, you don't have to start a tight end in that league, right? It's a heavy scoring to the tight end position, but you don't have to play one.
Correct.
That might factor in a touch. But okay, let's go. Let's just talk Tyler Warren. Let's talk the buyer beware Michael Crystal Ball.
So warts. We want to start with the first wart, then kind of gets undershadowed, which this one's completely explainable away when it comes to Tyler Warren.
Don't you put that on me. Don't you put that evil on me.
He's a late breakout, 5th-year senior, 22-year-old prospect. But even I, as like sitting here being a Tyler Warren hater, which, spoiler alert, that's what's going to happen.
Mike, you run this segment. I'll be right back.
I can explain this shit all away with him being a late breakout and being an older prospect. It's because the guy was a quarterback coming out of high school, but actually played quarterback at Penn State, not like start or whatever. He's new to the position. They just within the last 2 years started using him full-time as tight end, and then especially this past year. So when you look at it and you go, well, all his production came in his last year of school, that's to be expected, man. Like, position changes happen. I'll give you the biggest benefit of the doubt for that. Then you look at the good side, right? The analytics, the production from this year, fucking off the charts. Just ridiculous, right? You think about the USC game was a fucking on the map monster game, crazy shit all over the place. Like, that's the good. That's the glowing. We get to the film session on Tyler Warren, and while he has fantastic Rob Gronkowski size, 6'6", 260, I mean, one of those dudes that you get first off the bus because you want to intimidate the shit out of the other team. He's got fantastic size. We go and we pick his best game to watch, right? Like, we want the best of Tyler Warren. We want to see what all the hype is about, because everybody's got him like top 10 is where he's going in the NFL draft, and locked in first round rookie. And I love tight ends. I love them, even though I don't fucking draft them and I don't want them for fantasy. I love scouting tight ends. It's one of my favorite fucking positions in all of football, because they're big glorified offensive linemen who get to score touchdowns. And that's amazing. We put on the USC film, and the good of Tyler Warren, I thought he had fantastic hands. You didn't see any drops. The fucking guy plucks the ball out of the air. It's phenomenal. It's great. You get the ball in his hands. This looks like a 6'6", 260-pound fucking John Riggins running with the ball, like scary, like angry, like wants to run people over, like looks to fucking destroy safeties. I love that. You love that dog in him. Then all the bad came, like all the bad. And there was a lot of bad. Why I see the size, and he moves fairly well for the size, like fairly well for his size. I also see why he probably didn't want to test at the combine. I'm not like, oh my God, what an athlete. Like, what a holy shit. You don't really see that. While he moves fairly well for his size, and he's got the great catches, and he's got the great run after the catch. The fucking guy cannot run a route to save his life. Like, he literally looks worse than Darnell Washington, who's a glorified left tackle at this fucking point, running routes. Like, every fucking route he runs is like slow and lumbering, and there's no like, oh, wow, look at all that separation he just made, because you got defensive ends like covering him, right? Sticking with him. I'm like, okay, he's new to the position though. Like, he can probably learn that, right? He can kind of learn how to run routes. So I see the potential. All right. So I'm not completely out on him yet. And then we start to notice during the film session, almost everything that he does from a production standpoint, Adam, is manufactured bullshit touches. Like shit that just doesn't work all the time in the NFL, right? They're running swinging gates. They're running him at, USC game. They put him at fucking center, snap the ball, threw a pass over there while he runs down the field because he's actually eligible, but nobody knew he was really fucking eligible, right? And then to top it off, like he makes a great Moss catch. Like you're like, oh my God, he mossed the shit out of that guy. That was awesome. But that was a bullshit play. Okay, on to the next. And then the next one is a tight end screen. And the next one is him coming out of the backfield with like 4 offensive linemen already in front of him in the formation, catching a fucking bubble screen, and then like doing his thing after. And I'm like, every goddamn touch you see out of him is him having a manufactured touch. Like they're calling a special creative play to get the ball in his hands, which good on their offense for recognizing that with the ball in his hands, he's fucking amazing. But I never saw any actual tight end shit. Like you want to translate that to the NFL level. I didn't see a guy who's going to go out there, get in a 3-point stance at the end of the line, be matched up versus a fucking linebacker, and be able to create enough separation quick enough where his quarterback's going to go, there he is, let me throw it to him. All I saw was a guy when he tried to do those routes is a slow lumbering beast. So if we talk about Tyler Warren as a whole, yes, I do think Tyler Warren has the potential to develop into an NFL tight end that could be a difference maker for fantasy. But this is as far away from Brock Bowers as you can possibly fucking get, right? Like Brock Bowers, you go watch play football, and you're like, holy shit, like dudes can't cover him. Like he may look like an insurance salesman with a dad gut, but the fucking guy is uncoverable. He's running real routes. He's getting open. He's getting separation. He's a beast with the ball in his hands. The production's there, like everything you want. When I watch Tyler Warren, I go, fuck, man. Whoever that tight end position coach is going to have his work cut out for him, teaching him actually how to get low in and out of his breaks, how to create separation, how to use a head fake, how to basically be a fucking athlete out on the field. And then last night, Maddie hit me with the fact that the dude's got 31-inch arms. And I remember the 33-inch arms is what everybody's shitting on fucking Will Campbell for having like little T-Rex arms. And I'm like, oh man, a tight end with like really short arms? You want to talk about like catch radius and all that shit? That's probably not good either. So why I can see that Tyler Warren has potential, after watching the film on him, I'm like, this is a dude, if I was an NFL team, like I'm taking in like the 3rd round at best. And I'm like, you're going to be the number 2, number 3 tight end early in your career while we teach you. You teach me the football? Like while we teach you the football? Okay. And then we hope your physical traits and everything else that you do well comes through and shines through. Like you can play fast, but you know how to actually get separation. I don't see a guy who's going to get taken in the 1st round, even though the wide NFL sentiment is Tyler Warren's a 1st round pick. Tyler Warren's, top 10 selection. He's going here, he's going there, whatever. I personally, if I was a fan of any team that spends a 1st round pick on Tyler Warren, would be fucking irate to the level I was when Andy Reid thought it'd be a great idea to draft fucking 26-year-old Danny Watkins out of Baylor at guard in the 1st round. Like, that's how fucking pissed off I would be. Like, oh my God. Why didn't we just light this fucking thing on fire?
Can you give an example everyone will understand? Because I love it, but there's probably people like, what the fuck does that even mean?
When for whatever reason they decided to draft Marcus Smith out of Louisville in the 1st round, I got plenty of Eagles misses if you want. You want to go back in the day?
I was gonna say we don't. Maybe a little more recent because you went from 1% to 2%. Maybe no. Like, give me Mike Mamula. Jimmy Christmas. Go ahead.
It's bad. So after we watched it, I'm like, man, I don't even give a shit if people want to call me a hater or whatever the fuck it is. Like, Tyler Warren is not a tier 1 tight end in rookie fantasy ranks for me. Tyler Warren doesn't even make the top 3. And he's tier 2, and the only reason he's still in fucking tier 2 is because the NFL said he's going to get draft capital, and that still does mean something. But then, Adam, like, I am more convicted in this than ever. Tight end hit rates, like while we look at Kyle Pitts did really well, he was a 1st round tight end. Brock Bowers last year set all these records. How does everybody feel about Dalton Kincaid? We all forgot about him already. We don't give a shit.
That's a different question now than last year.
Barry put together this great fucking analytical data sheet based on Warp, and you and I did a podcast on it. And this was looking at every draft class from 2007 to 2021. Tight ends in their first 3 years with first round draft capital to be a top 6 tight end, which you want to talk about Warp, Adam. Like, if you can't make top 6 in Warp, you're kind of just lumped in with all the other shitters that, you know, like, who gives a fuck, man? I got Evan Ingram for a late second last year. How'd that work out for me? Pretty fucking good, right? Like, I got Jonnu Smith off waivers. We did all right, right? Like, I can find those guys anywhere and I don't have to spend shit for them. Top 6, I do agree, can matter. But if you can't make top 6 in the first 3 years, then what the fuck are we doing taking them in our rookie drafts in the first round? DB put it together. Of all fucking tight ends who hit top 6 in their first season, first 3 seasons, first 3 years, we'll give you 3 years, Adam, from 2007 to 2021. And this is disregarding the Kyle Pitts hit and the Brock Bowers hit, obviously. But every other fucking tight end, like, instead of getting spoiled by the fact we've had so much success recently, let's look at all this fucking history. Do you know how many of those guys actually hit top 6 in their first 3 years? First round drafted guys. Now, I'll give you a list, too, in case you were wondering, like, who are some of these fucking guys even in this one. So Kyle Pitts would be one, because he was 2021. That's DB's cutoff. Other first rounders: TJ Hawkinson, Noah Fant, Hayden Hurst, OJ Howard, Evan Ingram, Eric Ebron, Jesus Christ, Tyler Eifert. All of these lists. Jermaine Gresham, Brandon Pettigrew, Dustin Keller, God, what a blast from the past, and Greg Olsen. Out of all those tight ends, Adam, 2007 to 2021, how many of those guys hit top 6 in their first 3 seasons? One single fucking tight end, and it was Kyle Pitts in 2021. That is a laundry list of wrong, we suck, we failed. Now, if DB were to extend this out now, you would add Brock Bowers to that list. But you know who you wouldn't add? Dalton Kincaid. Not even fucking close. So it kind of feels like everybody got spoiled by the Brock Bowers thing, and like we just want to repeat it. And you see a guy who had great production in college, but not actually look at the fact, can the guy play football in the NFL? Mm-hmm. We don't fucking know. And as it stands right now, I'm telling you, he can't. He can't. There ain't a fucking offensive coordinator in the world who's like, you know what I really want to draw up? Instead of fucking really drawing this up for my dynamic star down the field wide receiver, I want to put 4 offensive linemen out on the fucking hash and throw a tight end bubble screen. Like, this is how I want to devise my offense. The reason Penn State did it is because they had running backs, they had a quarterback with a fucking cannon, but they had no fucking downfield wide receivers whatsoever. And they could not throw the ball downfield at all. So we're going to run the football, we're going to play defense, and we're going to try to devise ways to get our tight end the ball because he's really good after the catch. There ain't a fucking NFL team that's going to build their offense like that. Not a single one of them. Not a single fucking one of them. So I don't get it with the Tyler Warren thing, man. You want to talk about buyer beware? I'm with you, Adam. There ain't no way I touch him in the first round of any fucking draft. I don't care what the tight end premium is. Could be 100 points. Yeah, I'll find a Jonnu Smith before I'll fucking draft Tyler Warren for that.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously let me not say Mike has definitely hit a lot of the points, and basically told you that you can replace the tight end scoring at much cheaper prices than even thinking of sniffing a first round pick. Costness. I like the super chat. Okay, recap the red flags for these two guys, and I think this is fine, and this is a good way to quickly touch on the red flags. Mike, I'll give you the floor for both Tet and for Tyler Warren, real quick.
Tyler Warren, red flags: short arms, can't run routes for shit, can't get separation. Everything he had was manufactured. Tet McMillan struggles to separate on the outside versus subpar corners. Big red flag. And overall athleticism, if we really want to be fucking honest about it, is on the par with Keon Coleman, who everybody shit on last year. But we just tend to ignore it this year. And I don't understand why that's not an issue for the guy. Big wide receivers with questionable athleticism and questionable ability to win on the outside has been the bugaboo of rookie drafters for the last fucking 15 years. And it's like, with this guy, yeah, okay, we're fine. We don't give a shit that N'Keal Harry fucked us. Laquan Treadwell fucked us. Just insert wide receiver over the past how many years that fucked us with the same kind of build and athleticism. No one cares.
Okay, now, I thank you for the, first of all, Costness, thank you for the super chat. Mike, thank you for being, that's one of the things Mike and I were just talking about pre-show, is being able to, while we want to get our nut off, right, the McNutted, we have to give you the rant. We also have to be able to, let's tighten this up for the audience. Great super chat timing. Great execution, Mike. Costness, ask a follow-up question. Listen, we don't judge super chats based on their dollars worth, because I think I'm going to put this as a part of that $1.99. He says, what's wrong with the first round tight end, and what if Warren is 75% of Brock Bowers? Now, this is why it's crazy that is the question. I have comments under both of our names. As Mike was giving you the full rant, I'm like, let me just star these on the screen. This Knicks one, this is a conversation I want to get to, and I'll touch on by starting with the tight end thing. If Warren is 75% of Brock Bowers, here's the one thing on the flip side, Mike, that that I want to acknowledge for the opposite side. I already told you I'm not drafting it for this reason, but this is also where I got burnt with Brock Bowers and continue to get burnt throughout the season with Brock Bowers. Mike, what did Dalton Kincaid? Can you pull this up for me? I'm going to give you an assignment. Can you pull up Dalton Kincaid's production in his rookie season? Because I'm going to tell you something. Dalton Kincaid rose in fucking value in Dynasty from year 1 to year 2. Yeah. And what Mike is going to pull up here, I don't know the exact numbers. I do know not only is it not top 6 as far as tight ends go, it ain't even productive. The thing about it is, with the Bo Nix thing, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Mike, what are the stats real quick for Dalton Kincaid?
Yeah. So Brock Bowers, points per game, number 3 overall, 15.5 fantasy points per game. Dalton Kincaid in his rookie year, number 14 tight end overall on points per game, 9.4 fantasy points.
Okay. And honestly, that was actually better than I was expecting it to be. He had some good games, but the majority of his season was very inconsistent. Now, the reason I say this, for the 75%, what people believe in their priors, I don't think the bar for his dynasty value, given what Brock Bowers did, given what if he's just tight end 1 for the rookie class, his value can go up, even if it's completely ridiculously egregious from what's realistic for production in the near future. That's where there is possibly meat on the bone. I'm not willing to bet on it, because I also have to then find someone to trade me for that value. That's another reason why I know in my leagues, that shit ain't coming in a lot of these shit leagues, Mike. I don't think I'm going to be able to find the person, because Pello and I aren't in a league, which he's lets me know all the time. I don't have a Pello I feel confident enough to sell it to later when it goes up in value, theoretically. That's the piece that can be missed, I think. But again, if I can't trade him to someone that says, okay, the price has gone up and I'll actually pay what that upside price is, it eventually comes down to production. And the bet isn't great. The bet's not great, frankly. I mean, no. Mike said it's one time, right?
Jesus, man. Like, I don't think you realize how good 75% of Brock Bowers actually is. Right? Like, 75% of Brock Bowers is, before Brock Bowers, the most historic tight end season we've ever seen from a rookie. Right? Like, that's, Kyle Pitts was 10.4 fantasy points in his rookie year, which at the time was historic, which sent him to the fucking moon.
Yeah, he also had the highest yards out of anyone not named Mike Ditka. He just didn't get in the end zone. But yeah, to your point, yeah, he did. Which is ridiculous. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean,
75% of 15 is 11 fantasy points. Like, that's outpacing fucking Kyle. That's woo.
I'll be honest. I thought Debro was just giving you a pass since you were off for a week, and I knew Debro was coming with receipts and with animosity because we came after his guy Tet McMillan. What's up, my guy? Debro. Mike, I guess to the point, though, like what I'm saying, ultimately, and what I want to get to with this Bo Nix combo.
My man.
What's that?
I said it ain't prospect fatigue, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing. I think there's definitely prospect fatigue. Mike is not prospect fatigue, but some people just don't want to hear it anymore.
That's true. That does exist.
Yeah. To the Bo Nix point here, John, I'm going to put you on some game, all right? I told myself I was going to be a better version of myself and a nicer person. I still think I'm a pretty nice guy. I've been told, though, that's actually completely in my head, not real, okay?
It's made up.
It's make-believe. John, here's the difference with Bo Nix and with C.J. Stroud, which he put this in so long ago he might be gone. C.J. Stroud, while at the time, right, was the unpopular, unsexy quarterback in the mold of the 23 class, only in the fact that he went after the elite players, right? He went behind A-Rich, help me out, the other quarterback I'm fucking drawing a blank on. He went behind Bijan, he went behind Jahmyr Gibbs, right? He was the next in line, Bryce Young, sorry, right? He went 105, and people were lukewarm on him, basically, but they just didn't believe, not necessarily in C.J. Stroud, they didn't believe in any of the weaponry, which at the point, we had nothing in weaponry to speak of. He also, while the stats don't look very different with him and Bo Nix, what he did for the way that the community believes in him showed something totally different than Bo Nix. And what I want to do is not just give you my feelings and opinions. This is what we call the data behind my opinion. All right. Bo Nix, dynasty value-wise, right now, keep trade cut value. I want to give you some clarity on this. Where he's at with his value, where we think highly of him, or as highly as the community has. Do you know what his total dynasty value is, Mike, with 9999 being Justin Jefferson or whatever the GOAT is? What would you guess?
7,000 something.
Close. That's actually high. His current dynasty value, keep trade cut, it's in the range. Very good guess. 6540. Okay, that's his current. Bo Nix's current dynasty value. C.J. Stroud. After the draft took place, all right, like so in the moment where people supposedly weren't that high on C.J. Stroud, if you feel that way, was 6,000. Before the season started, he was 7,000. When he was at his peak, he was 9999. Okay, the reason this is important to what's that?
He was the number one player at the time. He was going number one in startups.
Right. Well, now, okay, to that point, yeah. Let's get to that. His insulated floor, what people thought of him, was what Bo Nix is thought of roughly now. That was his insulated floor, what the dynasty community thought. The dynasty community's feelings, I feel like it taken for granted and not thought of holistically enough, even close. Because C.J. Stroud, after the point where he was last year, it didn't matter what he did. He was going to retain a fair amount of value because people believed he was the second coming of quarterback Jesus. Bo Nix, Mike, do you know what he started at? You ready? You might have pulled it up and you might have already seen the answer. So do you know what he started at after the draft when he was drafted in the first round?
4,000 something, I'm imagining.
Really damn good guess. 37.99. Now, 37.99. We talked about this about startups. Mike, he was being drafted as like quarterback 26. He was drafted like 9th round, 8th round. People don't believe. People still don't believe. John, this is the reason that is incredibly important to understand and conceptualize. If he has a sophomore slump, the people that have been quiet are going to be loud as fuck. Like me and my mic right now times 20. They're going to start screaming. I told you the pitchforks will come literally all fucking day and night. You will hate having this being a clip that I'm going to pull and put in front of your face, because I know I'm not betting negatively, but that's what's going to happen. People are going to go crazy. His value will drop because the naysayers will get loud. It's different than C.J. Stroud. I think that we may not know. He's not guaranteed to have a sophomore slump, but I don't think people understand that the value insulation for him is different than so many quarterbacks. John, you don't have to like it. This is the thing I'm getting used to saying. You may not like it. You don't have to agree with it, but you won't be fucking confused because it's the truth.
It happens with all these kind of guys, though, right? Like, look how long it took even for me to, like, get on the Jalen Hurts train, right? Like, if you start from a lower spot, the climb up takes a while. Like, it takes a while, right? And as soon as if you do, which Jalen Hurts really didn't have, but if you do have a setback, right, a slump, that insulation kind of disappears pretty fucking quick, right? Because of the haters out there, right? You really got to be one of those dudes who starts from a pretty goddamn high spot. You got to be like Drake. You know, he likes to say he started from the bottom, but he started from the upper middle class, and then he made it there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be like Drake. C.J. Stroud is Drake. He started from the upper middle class. He made it. Then he had a little step back. You know, he got Kendrick Lamar there a little bit last year. But people are like, I still fuck with Drake. You know what I mean? Like, he's still pretty good.
But it's Drizzy.
Right. Unlike Machine Gun Kelly. How about that? You know, when I talk about
Damn.
another beef at him, right? Like, that guy started from nothing, made a nice climb. You're like, man, hey, Rap Devil's a dope-ass fucking diss track. You know what I mean? But then he gets fucking bodied by Eminem, and then he's got to switch to, like, punk rock or whatever the fuck he does. Like, and just disappears off the face of the earth. So
People are ready to send him back to the streets. He belongs to the streets.
listen, man. C.J. Stroud is definitely Drake in this scenario.
Poor
Bo Nix could be Machine Gun Kelly if he gets fucking bodied by Eminem. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, and to the point, like, I honestly bring that up because you may just be using C.J. Stroud as a more recent example, and that's fine. And there are obviously other examples that aren't C.J. Stroud to point to of quarterbacks or sophomore slumps, quarterback slumps. I'm using that literal example to paint the picture that I don't think people take enough into context. The reality is what people think in value insulation, right? JSN, if he would have had the season he did and people thought really negatively of him prior, he would have been a free faller. Now the truth of what he does in production eventually is going to come out to be what matters. But the slip, JSN would have been a buy for us, Mike, because he would have been cheap as fuck, even if we didn't believe in him. Like, it would have been in QJ type range, some shit. The point is, the value insulation is all in what the community thinks and believes. This is a strong, strong thing that is not considered, I think, anywhere near enough for Dynasty gamers and the value of these young rookie players and sophomores and third-year players. It's huge.
And it's not just with quarterbacks, but we can acknowledge it like this class. I just gave D-Bro my soliloquy on why I don't think Tet McMillan's wide receiver 1 or even close to wide receiver 1, but the community as a whole likes Tet McMillan, right? If he gets the draft capital, which we fully expect, and let's just say Tet McMillan is Quentin Johnson suck level in his rookie year.
Yikes.
There's still going to be Tet McMillan truthers, and he's still going to hold, I don't know, wide receiver 28, 29 dynasty value at this time next year, even after a shitty season.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a wide receiver that some people like, but not the whole community sold on, let's use Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden gets the first-round draft capital, but Matthew Golden sucks ass his rookie year. Bye-bye, Matthew Golden. Like, no one gives a fuck then. We're done. We're on to the next. You're Jalen Reagor. Get the fuck out.
Costner, see, here's the thing. I just praised you.
Oh, no.
But everything good you just said, you just ruined it.
He is Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers didn't know how to run routes, had short arms.
Mike, listen, you've done enough here, okay?
Everything
I need you to take this I need you to take this time off and let me handle this one, all right? This is why you guys can't take why it can't be put into a 60-second clip and all the context be there for the most part.
Comment up there. Like, he's back. He's back being friends with us now.
But the point is, you need now to. You're making me say this. You go watch the whole thing, all right? Everything they were telling you, go watch it all. Because if you listen to Mike, he's telling you his opinion on why that's the case. All right. He's back with a super chat.
Shout out Bob Man for that clap back, too. That's not Brock Bowers. That's Taysom Hill.
Actually, yeah. And you know what, Random? Sometimes you get a clap, and sometimes I'm like, damn it. I'll give you a little even the fake OG super chat. Speaking of super chats, though. Costness is not having any type of other screen time for anyone else. I got to get Caleb's screen thing on the screen here. He was just giving you some love. Don't worry, ATM. And Mike, I woke up after last week and said, what the fuck was I thinking on Brees? Mike has inspired me to drop some weight too, down 15 pounds myself.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Look at you guys, huh? Look at these guys. I mean, just dropping weight like it's water. Love it.
I hit from last year at this time, 60 pounds.
This is Mike's keep trade cut in pounds. I love this. Let's do the same exercise. What were you at?
Oh, we were pushing 340, my friend.
Listen, I want the numbers. The numbers actually tell the whole damn story. 340. So you're at what now? You telling me 270?
We're under 280 now.
280. I'm sorry, I can't math. Math is hard. Nice.
That's all right.
That's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
So we had this discussion on AMA one time, Ohio education system, where they rank in the country. I get it.
Oh yeah, it's actually well above this place called Iowa, if you've ever seen it.
It
But,
is. Apparently they did math here. We probably lack in history.
again, I mean, I'm just kind of talking about what the scales say. It's plenty of shade my way too. Ohio has a lot of things that are issues. To your point, MGK was like a Cleveland mini legend at the time. That's how bad it gets over here. Okay.
Man. Hey man, Rap Devil's still a great diss. Still is.
Listen, I think that he, to your point, didn't have the value installation, but he still holds a place in my heart because to even try to go at M and actually do well.
I mean, he drew blood.
You're in. At the end of this, right? It's the 300. Everyone will know a God King can bleed.
He made him bleed. A lot of other guys who went at him didn't even come close. You know what I mean?
Not to get off topic, as if Costness, listen, I appreciate both super chats. To be honest, Mike, I really do. And listen, the one way you get off topic here is a super chat. And you know how else? That gives you full ability to talk about whatever you want, Mike. You don't have to apologize. Get off topic. Send a super chat. Send another. Rebuild team. How'd I do? He gave Diggs early third. Got Jaden Reed in the late fourth. Diggs versus Jaden Reed in Dynasty right now. Let's leave the picks out for a moment while we just go 1-for-1 player comps or discussion.
Dynasty value is going to go to Jaden Reed, even though it's corrected itself from where it was in season. Remember all the real stupid trades for Jaden Reed that you and I went like, holy shit, what are we doing, man? It's off like 1 40-point game. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But Dynasty value still favors Jaden Reed, so I'm very comfortable with this on a rebuilding team. Now the only caveat is next time Jaden Reed drops like a 40 burger, hey, who wants Jaden Reed, boys? like this isn't I'm not like building my Dynasty roster around Jaden Reed being an integral part. Like I'm looking to trade him, but yeah, like this is a good deal.
I mean, the early third versus the fourth obviously is the early third, but I think what you did is just gave yourself a leash of you're about to die. Your Dynasty value was, getting really fucking bad and scary. This may not feel like the greatest trade because Jaden Reed is down, so to speak. But to Mike's point, he has some upside potential to capture still where, like, what does Diggs have to do to get any type of value bump? One, he has to come back from injury and produce in a fucking very meaningful way. And even then, you have to find a person in your league to take on an old asset. You basically cut off your trade partners by, at least half probably, realistically, by just keeping Diggs. So you've at least, one, made it to where Jaden Reed's young enough. He probably speaks to the whole league. Even on a rebuilder, if Jaden Reed's playing well, you could probably move him to that person. So this just makes sense, I think. I don't think this is even that close, frankly. Right?
You're a rebuilding team, right? Like you're just trying to get into Dynasty value that's more stable. And even if Diggs comes back at him, I'm not saying he's bad for contending teams, but I'm just talking strictly his Dynasty value. Even if he comes back this year and with Drake May, he has 1,200 yards and double-digit touchdowns, right? Like 10 touchdowns. He has a great fucking year.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the fact that he's 32 and a half years old at this time next year, right?
No.
In Dynasty. It's a 32-year-old wide receiver who's had a major knee injury where people are going to go, nah, I'm good, man. I watched Julio Jones fucking disappear into the abyss. We watched Nuke Hopkins become a complete shell of himself. Like, nah, I'm good, man. Like, Jaden Reed will probably still have more appeal, even if Jaden Reed doesn't do very much more than what he did last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think
that's what you want to be in.
And that's the reality is exactly that, right? The value in Dynasty for most people, right? A lot of people is going to just not be able to get away from the scary, icky Diggs feeling. Listen, there's always the rare scenario. You'll see him on the lab. People will show me on a trade show, like, see, I got a crazy deal for Diggs because someone out there in the season might be like, fuck it. I want Diggs. Give me one ride. Give me one shot at this. I'm not saying it can't work that way. It's just that is such a small percentage to find. You have to find someone in your 10-team, 12-team, 14-team league that actually, once Diggs is going to pay you, it's so much harder to find that than move off of Jaden Reed, right?
Similar age wide receivers, right? Like similar age wide receivers is what we're talking about. No serious injury coming off. Well, Mike Evans is only valued 2 spots higher than Jaden Reed currently is. for a lot of people, whether that's startup ADP or whether that's keep trade cut, however you want to look at it. And that's Mike Evans, who just has done nothing but shit out 1,000-yard wide receiver seasons.
Even last year through injury. I mean, while they did give him an extra pass right at the end of the game, it counts, damn it. And it's not until the fat lady sings. And he also did that, Mike, on an injured season, missing multiple games. So impressive. The hate has gone too far, players, for McNutt on Bo Nix and Tet. I love Slenmo. Thank you. All right, here's some things. John is back saying, appreciate always learning. John, I love you. And it's because I love you that I don't let you go out there and have a chance to get your fucking hand burnt, all right? Just at least know I told you so. I'm trying my best.
Tried.
All right. Okay, we got a couple more, and then, Mike, we can, as much as I don't want to get out of here, I mean, I'm having a blast, but Mike has a date tomorrow. It's with work, I think, anyway.
She's a fickle beast.
Yeah, she always in the morning has something strong to say.
Yeah, she does.
I'm excited for the draft. I'm just a little antsy. Let's talk about two more things.
Hey, we're only a week away from you and I spending, I think it's usually about 16, 17 hours together.
It honestly is, Mike, it sometimes, depending on the year, we're bordering 20 hours. We're like 17, 18 hours. And Mike and I, this tradition, we decided, what would be great is if the entire draft, our two ugly, over-the-hill asses, you have to watch us. You can watch us the whole time. Like, crazy idea, but Mike, somehow, I don't even know if it really worked, but we do it. It's a blast.
By Sunday, we look like Jimmy Butler in the bubble playoffs. Just leaned over the rails.
Literally. Oh, God. Yeah, Sundays can be an interesting debate and fun one. Where was I? Okay, Tet. So if Tet isn't your 102 to 104, then who are you taking outside of Genty, Hampton, Ward? Because for me, it's then easily Tet, then Warren. Okay, so, well, you didn't put up there Travis Hunter. So let's just, we kind of talked about this.
One.
Cosness, appreciate the super chat, but let me just tell you, it's a lot of fish through. I get it. Go Dynasty Berry on it. Put us on 2.5, 3x. You listen to us like chipmunks, Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's a little high pitch, but you can get through it fast. It's Travis Hunter, and then what else do you have in front of these two gentlemen, Tet and Warren?
So there's 4. We already kind of talked about the Judkins thing, which I acknowledge kind of dependent on the time frame.
Sure.
Yeah.
Could be, but not a lot. Right.
Which also would include Travion in that conversation. And then I'll put the other 2 quarterbacks in. The quarterbacks that we know are going in the first round, just out of my quarterback principles, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart. And then talking with Maddie, listen, man, I'm going to do really dumb things with Jalen Milroe here over these drafts over the next week. I am. I'm ready. Fuck it. Let's go, man. Jalen Milroe should be at like the 109 at the latest. But that's also a conversation for being over Tet.
Damn it, Mike. See, this is the thing. I'm not on 4D anymore, so I don't have a chance to help you out by the Milroe. I get it. I do. The one thing is to remember everyone else, because Mike makes his own decisions, as do I. We have plenty where he destroys my opinion, even if I think it's right. But Jalen Milroe is at the point where at 109, let's say. What we're talking here with Tet and Warren, so yeah, somewhere in 106, 109 range. Like, if he gets first-round draft capital, that's where he goes. Like, we know if he ends up being, not only the green room doesn't work out so well, but round 2 is not early, we're like, fuck. We drafted with, we forgot the floor. It's like the elevator.
Yeah.
It's like the elevator. If you can't stop it and you know it's going down, shh. Sucks. But I've been there. I've drafted all those guys. It sucks.
That's not even to say, I mean, if you want to talk Tet, I also prefer Luther Burden over him. Like, I saw more from Luther Burden.
I can get behind that.
On film. Mm-hmm. I saw more. I mean, Tet's in the same range as Burden and Ibuka and Trey Harris and Matthew Golden for me. So, I mean, the range of outcomes on, like, where I would take him is pretty wide. Tyler Warren, though, like, not touching him in the first, not even fucking close. And that's not even saying that Colston Loveland is a much better tight end than him in every facet. Every fucking facet. He's a better route runner. He's a better receiver. He's a better blocker. I think he's also more athletic. He moves way better on film than Tyler Warren does. And he's also a big boy too. Like, it's not like we're talking a 6'3", 230-pound tight end here. He's 6'6", 250, every bit of it. He's a prototypical, like, I've seen the comp thrown around, and, you know, it's kind of lazy, but if you just want to talk about, like, tight end size, think like prime Travis Kelce. That's how he moves when he's out on the field. Now, he doesn't have Travis Kelce's nuance that he has with the game and the feel for the game. Obviously, that's something you got to develop. And I'm not saying he's going to be the next Travis Kelce, but that's what he reminds me of when he's out there playing.
No, so, I think he's a very good prospect too. Honestly.
Even as much as I love Loveland, right? And you know that he's probably getting first round NFL draft capital as well. I still wouldn't draft him in the first round, right? Just because of tight ends don't really fucking matter for fantasy purposes.
And honestly, it's crazy because now Mike's giving you a little mini, you know, Loveland hype. I'm of the mindset, like, to Mike really did a good job at discussing. I meant to say discussing and discussion kind of mixed together. Good discussion with to me, it's really the reality of, I don't think poorly of either one of these tight ends. I don't think they're Brock Bowers level. I think the Brock Bowers effect is playing out in a negative way here, right? But I don't think badly of either one of these tight ends. I like them both. I just don't think any formats, for the most part, warrant the scoring of these players going where they are. That's just my overall very quick and dirty sentiment. I have come back to make sure more respect on Tet. I mean,
at the end of the day, it's not hate on Tet. All I'm saying is, definitively, we should not be talking about him as tier 1 at this moment, right? Like, we shouldn't be making fun of people who have Tet concerns, Derek, right? We have Tet concerns that aren't prospect fatigue. Okay, we shouldn't be besmirching.
I told you we get out of here in 2. We're not getting out of here in 2.
I said what I said. Travis Hunter's a fucking wide receiver 1 in this class, and Tet McMillan doesn't belong in tier 1. But you want to make the argument that he should be the 105 or 106, whatever. Like, that's within realistic range. Also, what I talked about, the difference between 105 and 202, 203 at this moment, ain't that fucking big. It ain't. It's a big tier of dudes who we can make cases for up and down the board. And that, yes, does include Jalen Milroe. Adam, for the simple fact,
why the hell not? Tier 1.
Doesn't exist.
I tried to tell you. I said what I said before I knew what Mike was going to say. And now that set has pushed us to another set of, you think this is going to, you think what you just did was not open listen, Debro is basically going to be in this chat like it's all of his engagement on X. They're going to come at you strong, fast, and I love what I'm hearing. Tet concerns, blah. Tet is the fucking wide receiver 1. You know what I love, though, about Debro with this? I knew it was coming. It's almost like there's probably a little bit of a lag, but I knew it was happening.
He might be if Travis Hunter is a full-time corner. There you go.
I will say, what makes it so fun, can I tell you what makes it so fun, is that doesn't matter, Mike, is when you were talking about with the pre-draft thing, that they're getting closer to, what the post-draft looks like, meaning it's sharper, it's not as ridiculous and widespread. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I remember there was a lot of conversation 2 summers ago, 2 off seasons, so the 23 year. Like, is the game going to become solved? Are people going to eventually get to the point where they're just everyone's doing things so almost robotically? Absolutely not. It will never be solved because sharp people all over the place are going to have opinions differing than Mike and myself. And that's what I love about it.
For sure.
Like, that's actually what I love about it. Because here's the thing. I know for a fact, because I've been in the chair where Debro currently is without a mic, but he's just in the chat, where Mike and I are convinced, and no one is leaving this fight, and the only way to see it through is to go the distance. We're going the distance. We're going to see who wins this damn thing. Hunter is not the wide receiver 1, even if he is a full-time wide receiver. That, Debro, I love because I think you might be, and one of the things about Debro, Mike and I too, Mike and Debro more so than me, I'll be honest. They go out on a limb when they go out on a limb. I don't think I've seen anybody yet at this point, other than this Debro right here, say if Travis Hunter's a full-time receiver, they'll still take Tet. That's a bold take, I think. I think right now everyone kind of just dodges the reality of it. Is it a possibility? I think most people don't think he'll be a full-time receiver. So I love the take, my friend. I love the take.
Yeah.
I also disagree with it, but I love the take. You know?
Hey, I get it. I get it. There's a lot of Tet love. And I said you want to look at stats, you want to look at analytics, right? That's what people will point to. I'll point to you and say that Tet would be wide receiver 1 if I didn't have eyes. If I hadn't seen him fucking play on film, he would be wide receiver 1. But I did, and I can't fucking unsee it. I can't unsee the fact that for the last 10, 15 fucking years of playing Dynasty football to go, oh shit, wow, this reminds me of a lot of other big body wide receivers that have busted. And I didn't get any of these feelings when I watched Drake London. I don't think there was a bigger Drake London fan out there. So it's not just, oh, I think he's 6'5" and 220 and he's just going to fit the mold with the rest of them. When I watched Drake London play, I watched a dude who separated. I watched a dude who did everything right, who ran routes to their fullest, who didn't get locked up by subpar fucking corners. When I watched Tet, you watched a guy who was kind of lackadaisical at times, who didn't give a shit if he had to block on the side of the field where the ball wasn't going to, where he's just like, fuck it, I'm just out here. I'm going to do whatever. I didn't see a guy who relied on, listen, sometimes he's got to fucking play in the slot because the guy on the outside is going to lock his ass up. I didn't see a guy who got clamped by fucking insurance salesmen. So
freedom ain't getting no closer. Locked up. They won't let Tet out.
Listen, this ain't me saying he's fucking bad, man. Like, I still think he's in the conversation for like 105. All I'm definitively saying is, if you ask me my opinion on him, I will not touch him in fucking tier 1. And it's not even a question. Like, there's never going to be a time right now where I got a top 4 pick and I go, oh, this guy or Tet. Tet doesn't enter the conversation. It's like, is Hunter there? Or is Amari in Hampton? Or did somebody really fuck up and let Cam Ward fall?
Yeah, I think D-Bro, last one, I want to touch on this too, where you don't hear a lot of people do it. I have heard like Steve Smith in a few places talking about how while he's a great prospect and raw talent, he has a lot of areas to refine. I think, though, most people see all the just intangibles he has, the raw upside, and feel like he'll make, if he was a full-time receiver, he would make the adjustment. I do think, though, you bring up a good point. He's got some areas to work on, but the upside he carries is, in my estimation, just different tier than a lot of people. Last question, D-Bro, because here's the thing. I know I post-draft, and if you don't take me up on this, I'm coming to find you. I'm going to find that house, which we a lot of times have on stream, okay? We're going to have a conversation during the draft, some point after, somewhere. We're going to talk about what's going on in the draft. I'm excited as fuck for it. Let's talk about the last question of the day, and we'll get out of here, though. Okay, I told you 2 questions. Mike, I told you, just damn it. 12-team, Superflex, start 10. Russell Wilson, Najee, Fields, McConkey, and a 26th third, or Baker, 205, 26 first and second. What are we thinking, chat? I have Baker, but only 2 quarterbacks. Team is geriatric. What? That's your team name? I love this. Bro, hold on. Now I have to think about the question a little more. Okay, go back. Russell, Najee, Fields, McConkey, or Baker, 205, 26 first and a second. I know which side I want. Where are you at?
Man, it's actually kind of tough.
Uh-oh.
Kind of tough. I mean, Superflex start 10 makes it less appealing for like the Russell Wilson upside play, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, like he's starting, but it's not like he's going to be a league winner for you in a start 10. Fields is probably the most intriguing one. Like I'm with like Fizz and a lot of other people on this one. Fields got a contract where it says that he's going to play, and when you've seen him play and get a full-time role, the guy shits fantasy points. Like that's a difference maker in a start 10.
He was quarterback 6 in warp with a weaponless Pittsburgh offense.
Lads like through the roof for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, that right.
Dude, I think I'm taking the actual player side as much as it.
Good.
Like
okay.
26 first and second.
I watched Baker, Mike process. He started on the wrong side, and he's like, you know what? Fuck. I'm computing. I want to go the other side. It's 100% the other side. And the reason I say that is, unless you can tell me right now that 26 first and second, you're betting against a horrific team. There's no way I'm taking that side. No chance. No how. McConkey over the first. 205 and a second, Mike. I'm taking Fields. That leaves just I know it's Baker, but I'm going to be honest with you. Baker was great last year, and he could still be very good for fantasy purposes. I'll take him over Russ, but I think the difference is not made up by Baker Mayfield in this trade, frankly. I think it's way the other side.
No, and this isn't like fully saying that I think Najee is like super great either, but Baker for Russ and Najee, you probably prefer the Baker side, but like it's in the ballpark. But then when you get to the rest of it, it's like, Jesus, yeah, I'm taking Fields and McConkey over the 2 seconds in the first.
And again, 26 first unless it's super early. If that's a mid 26 first, like let's say, Baker is not someone that even while he produces as much as he did last year, great against the odds after everyone was hurt. He's not getting to McConkey level of dynasty value. If Fields is on the field and doing well for fantasy, value is going to go up. Like there's just nothing on that other side to me that has the same appeal. So I'm going to take the McConkey, Fields, Najee, Russell Wilson. As much as you hate him, Russ. Against all odds, let Russ cook, man. Let Russ cook for your dynasty team because he's going to be on the bench. He's going to be cooking on the bench for my team. You know,
he's cooking on the bench at the start 10, I think.
Yeah, Mike. Listen, having you back is it's literally never disappointing ever.
Spiced it up, I guess, huh?
D-Bro says let's go. And by that he means we're gonna have some awesome, long, deep. No pausing, all of that type of sheesh.
You know what we need?
Video.
We need. If he's up to it, you know. I don't know what his content.
He's always up to it. That guy is just he's liquid gold.
Listen, we got like 7-8 hours to fill on fucking Saturday for day 3 when nobody gives a shit. Those are the best times to have these debates.
Well, listen, we already have confirmed. And you know what? By golly, Mike, I'm over here trying to do I screwed up. We have a RotoWire out. We have a Soslowski appearance coming that day. D-Bro, I would love nothing more than for you to come that day, Saturday, Friday. Pause on that.
Whatever
but every day, any day you want to come, we want you here. Mike knows exactly what I mean. So does the audience. I said what I said, okay? I'm not taking it back.
Too late.
I love you. And we'll see you back here. Same time, same place with a day out from the draft. And all next week for the entire draft, you have to watch Mike and myself. Let's try to get that pool together. Let's make Mike shave his beard. Love you. Peace.